Hello everybody, welcome to the Wonky Angle, where I talk about electronic music, both new and old. And today I'm talking about the new album from Banshee. Mega. Banshee is the alias for Canadian artist Patrick Driscoll, well known as one of the pioneers of the genre known as Vaporwave, having combined the already formed early Vaporwave style with a trap influence on his debut album Banshee Zero in 2012. Now, I've gone on record saying Banshee was the first artist to remotely include trap elements, but I still ended up liking. While that in itself is pretty amazing, I'm just gonna put this out there. I'd be lying if I said I loved Banshee Zero. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't love it. Not the best thing I've heard in my life, and didn't exactly convince me that trap was a genre that I needed to look into. Heck, that new DJ Dooms album from earlier this year probably got more enjoyment out of me. But quite frankly, it's gonna take something really special to undo the damage Harlem Shake did. Even DJ Shadow couldn't totally pull that off. And, covering the chord progression from 808 State's Pacific State while adding some bass guitar isn't totally gonna do it for me. I mean, I'm not anti-sampling, but Ammonia Clouds is not an improvement on the original. But all that aside, yes, I did like Banshee Zero. Anyway, as of now, I still have yet to look that much further into Vaporwave than I already did back in December. Any updates since then I've already reviewed. But I did check out Banshee 1 as well in preparation for this review. I don't think that album is as good as his debut, but it was nice seeing his style progress into more experimental and atonal territory, which I guess brings us here. I have not been following this guy much at all, so I didn't really even know about it until the requests came in and I finally decided to go back to this guy. I didn't have soaring expectations for Mega. To be honest, I was just mainly expecting more of the same. But I plopped it on anyway. How did it turn out? Well, in a lot of ways, I more or less got what I expected. The guy's style still hasn't changed that much. He's still doing interesting sampling, although it does seem a bit more layered than usual. There's all sorts of different interesting sounds from the usual 80s lounge synth tones that we've come to expect out of this genre, like synth vibraphones and flutes, to samples from, Windows XP system sound effects, to someone's voice, who I am guessing is Banshee himself, to the Intel Inside jingle on the track My Machine, to choirs on the track Web Ring, and actual guitars on the track Cerulean. The vibes haven't changed at all, but there seems to be a lot more different sounds playing into everything. That being said, this album didn't super blow me away either. It may be a big step up in the instrumentation department, which is always nice for me. But by the same token, I feel like this album's a little samey sounding. And this kinda leads me to listening to the album and not being able to distinguish which track is Megaflora or which track is Hungry Ghost. Everything just kind of blends together, and while it's nice, there's not a whole lot of standouts. I mean, I already mentioned most of the tracks that stand out to me. I can usually pick out My Machine, thanks to the vocals, Web Ring, thanks to those awesome choirs, and Cerulean's guitars. The catchy melodies of Gunshots and Meteor have been growing on me too, or the more abstract nature of Xenos, which reminds me of stuff from Banshee 1. But that's about it. There are tracks like Sand Clock, which I had to stare at the track listing to be able to notice it happened at all. And I think that, in essence, is my main problem with Mega. I think it works as an album and a cool half-hour experience, but not all the songs particularly stand out to me or leave any impression. And in this regard, both of the previous Banshee albums were better. But that being said, I do find Banshee's atmospherics to be just as on point as ever, and I didn't notice any samples that stuck out to me like a sore thumb in the same way that Ammonia Clouds or Eco Zones did, though I guess maybe someone else did. It was an interesting listen that I can respect, one that I enjoyed quite a bit, had the unique atmosphere. I don't know how much I'll be returning to it, to be honest, probably not going to be on my year-end list, but if you like Banshee's other two albums, you'll definitely like this one as well. I'm overall feeling a 7.3 out of 10. But of course, this is just my opinion. You can feel free to disagree with it, but I'd like to hear your thoughts, so leave the comments in the comment thing down there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all for today. See you next time.